Welcome! Oh man, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've done one of these. Ooh, nice knuckle cracks there. Ooh, some nice knuckle cracking ASMR to start a stream with. Ooh. Oh. Hope you're not squeamish. Oh. Oh. There we go. How are we doing? Everyone seems to be okay. Hey ToT, I'm back. Me too. It's been a while since I've done a stream. Never mind a stream where I have no plan. Usually I've got a game I play, or I'm looking at Cursed Trains for Mike. Today I'm on my own with no plan. We're just gonna just look at some crap. Really, I guess there's no other word to describe. I want to look at some. I came across. Okay. I started. I just opened up YouTube the other day, and I saw a video about an abandoned train graveyard. I was like, "Huh, what's this?" And I click it, and it's all completely AI generated. And there was something about looking at it and seeing the way the image had been generated and like the trains that came out of it. They looked awful. Like, if you know nothing about trains, they look okay, but they're going into finer detail. It's like, hold on, what the hell's going on here? So, I thought, I know a bunch of people in my comments as well recently have been talking about AI channels using my content. And I want to just have a look at some of these channels with an audience. As well, I want to look at that. It's the video Adam Everything did on like Tech Bros reinventing trains. I've not watched the video because I wanted to react to it myself. Also, thank you for Jambalaya blasting Good Eatin' from Pizza Tower here. It's not actually Good Eatin'. It's Dungeon Freak Show. So, don't you look silly for wasting your €2 spreading misinformation. And I'm not giving the money back. ToT is an Adam Something fan. I'm not really a fan of his. I don't like religiously watch his videos. Just every now and then I'll see a video of his and be like, let's give this a crack. I'm not a subscriber to his channel. Also accompanying me this stream, no one else really, it's just me, but I do have some orange juice that no one is making me drink, and I am under no obligation to drink, but I decided to drink of my own free will with no outside influence. Train of thought, what is your favourite train? I know, it's probably one that runs on tracks. Second only to the one I ran on your mum. Whoa! He's right off to the races already. Off to the races. I'm sorry. That was mean. I'm so sorry. That was... I feel bad now. I feel bad. I shouldn't have said that, but I did. I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry. Anyway. Oh man, orange juice. Oh boy. It's, that vitamin C boost has gotten me acting crazy. Should we get started looking at some of this AI slop? I say look, more sort of probe in the same sense that one sort of scavenges through like the droppings of an animal to see what it's been eating. Oh, someone said just lemonade is better than orange juice. Hard disagree. Lemons suck. Just lemons suck, full stop. You can argue with me all you want. You say, oh, lemonade's really nice, like proper lemonade, where it's like lemon juice and water and sugar and you mix it all together and you get like nice sweet lemonade. No. Lemons suck. I'm off to an actual dungeon for a freak show then, Lamau. Have fun! Let's have a look at some slop. So I said earlier, there's a video I saw on YouTube, on my casual feed, might I add. This was a video YouTube recommended to me. And I just had to double check if it was AI. And, wouldn't you know it, it is. And this channel I swear oh my god. Okay, so let's YouTube join button broke and have this instead. Thank you, it's Willow. Alright, here we go. So this was the channel I found the video on. And, you know, at first, like, some of the older videos are of just abandoned things, which is fine. But then, the more newer stuff, I don't know what happens to this channel. Like, that's some kind of... That's got to be AI generated with the engine blocks on the car hood. Either that or it's just a really saturated picture. But then you get these locomotive ones. And it's a mix of real and... Like, it's a fake AI generated picture for the thumbnail, but then, like, it's a few real pictures spruced in. And then there's just the most recent video, which came out 3 weeks ago and only has 474 views, which is just AI-generated trains in the desert. And I hovered over this as well, and, ooh. I don't know where to start. Do we start with evolution of American steam locomotives or steam train graveyard haunting relics of the past, full stop, and old abandoned steam ... I don't really know where to start. Oh my god, Rabear with $42. Sorry my weekly stream attendance kind of went down a weird route. That's okay, mate. My streaming patterns also went down a weird route. But, he's back and his wallet is as open as ever. It's just a shame that the stream you choose to donate on is a stream where I'm looking at AI slop and not actually contributing anything meaningful to content creation or the growth of myself. I reckon we'll start with this one because this is the shorter video.
Hello friends, welcome to Abandoned Places channel and enjoy.
Okay, so very, very good intro. Two monitors in the reflection of the glasses. Respect that. I can't tell if that's his window open or if that's just a weird background. Good quality mic. You know, it's all good. It's all here. I don't understand though why his bedroom is built like a Dutch prison. I don't know why this looks like a prison cell you'd get in the Netherlands. Ooh, gifted memberships. Everyone else, that's all good. Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi.
Welcome to Abandoned Places channel and enjoy.
I will try to enjoy it. So, starting off, this is meant to be video footage of Best Friend of Charleston, which I did a video on, it exploded. Microphone isn't facing his mouth. It's one of those, it looks like one of those sort of, oh, let me rewind the video a bit. It looks like one of those sort of podcast mics. Microphones can be very sort of finicky. Well, like, just because this looks like it's meant to be pointing, but it might have like a sort of bubble that'll capture audio in. I wouldn't fret too much about it.
And enjoy.
So, I feel like this is one of those AI things where they've taken a picture of Best Friend of Charleston and they've told the AI to like move things around. Because otherwise, in terms of valves and everything else, this is pretty much Best Friend of Charleston. I think the people moving around is good. There's no one driving it! I play this for like 3 seconds. Everyone walks off of the footplate. They just set it into motion and just let it roll. What? No wonder this thing blew up. Good grief. Oh, let me turn down the audio a bit for you folks. Oh no, so this is terrible already. I can't argue, like, the actual motion of the engine is alright. Oh, I say that, but I just watched this part frame by frame. Pay close... Hold on, I think I've got to zoom in here. Here we go. Pay very close attention to how... Wait, to how this connecting rod moves, because it just slides across the wheel. It doesn't go around, it just slides across the middle. Which, that's not how connecting rods work. That's bad. We're not even we're 8 seconds in and already. How did... That is an optical illusion right there as well. Look at this guy. So, evidently he's... Is he meant to be on like a platform or something? No, because he looks like... No, there's no platform there. So he starts on the locomotive. Shout out to the KNL trains promo on the right. This is just an incognito tab. Whatever pops up is just... It's there. So this chap stands on the footplate, and then as the train goes, he walks around the side of the engine. He's floating in the air, then he's on the outside of the carriage, and then he's on the inside of the carriage. What the hell? DeWitt Clinton. Okay, the connecting rod isn't even moving on these wheels. The spokes are just merging. Like in a still image, this looks kind of alright. Like, I feel like it started with a still image and they told it to move. And the wheels on the coaches as well, the spokes don't turn, they just go. And who looks at this and thinks, yes, I'm going to upload this to YouTube? I don't want to attack this content creator. I want to make this clear. I don't want to attack anyone for uploading this stuff. It's crap and they should feel ashamed of themselves, but it is what it is. Also, why is a guy called Abandoned Places making a video about locomotive evolution anyway? Seems a bit out of his domain. I mean, I Hate Everything does videos on things he likes. So, you know. I know, there's no substance to this. It's just mush. Oh, no. Okay, so this is just a photo of John Bull. Well, I think if I go onto the Wikipedia article... Let me actually go onto the Wikipedia article real quick. Bull locomotive. One sec. Sorry, technical issues here. Okay, so this is the very first picture of John Bull that pops up. Like, this is the photo of John Bull. Like, he's got the telephone masts in the background. Like, it is just John Bull. It's like, if it was just uploading the picture of John Bull with a little explanation of what John Bull was, I get it. And that's fine. But then we hit play. Why has it got suspension? Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, a lot happened in a very short time there. So it starts with just the normal engine, and then suddenly it starts bouncing, and then it just materializes this giant connecting rod, and the wheel slip. The wheel slip, my guy. Okay, so it starts with just the normal picture. You can see, it's hard to see the connecting rods in there, but it's, you know, it's fine, it's cool, it's whatever. And then, and the connecting rods spin the wrong way, and it's the fact that it like bounces up and down like a Thomas character, like it's got suspension. And then we just get the General, which, first of all, love the absolutely crap font they've got going on the tender. It looks like a model. This looks like a cheap plastic model. There's no discernible number. This wheel can't decide if it's a driving wheel or a guiding wheel. It's a 440, but it's like the wheel size difference here makes it a 2240. Like, I don't understand. Why's it got so many domes? Like, 3 domes isn't an unusual amount on an American engine of this sort of period. Like, usually it's 1 or 2 domes is the average, but sometimes you get 3. That's not... 3 domes is the least weird thing that's going on here. And, like, the perspective on the inside of the cab as well is so weird. And it's got a big pile of coal in the tender as well. Like, again, let me just check something real quick. Okay, and then here's the real The General. Like, you didn't bother. There was no effort here. Like, take this, slap a sepia tone filter over it to make it that sort of, like, brown, black and white vibe. Like, you've got the general shape okay, but, like, the nameplate's there, the smokestack's wrong, like, the headlamp, the red, it's a wood-burning engine. And, like, what is this? This, like, brass thing here, is that meant to be, like, a bell? But that's not the bell, it's trying to make it into, like, a weird lamp thing. None of the wheels are, like, a matching size. None of them. Oh my... This video is only, like, a minute and a half long. How have I gotten, what, 10 minutes? Have I gotten, like, 10 minutes of criticism from just this one video? Like, the wheels slipping... The wobble, the smoke... Words fail me. Words fail... Like... It's not trying to look real, this picture. And thank God, because it never would. Like, the interesting valve gear going on. The wheels are actually a decent... match. It looks like it's trying to take a load of pictures from postcards and mash it into this. I don't remember these locomotives, by the way, having their names written in giant writing on the side of the tender. Like, the names are either on the cab or on, like, little nameplates on the boiler. Like, I don't get. And I'm fairly certain you could just find a picture. Like, I'm fairly certain, like, 5 years ago, this sort of video would just be a picture off of Wikipedia with some background music and a little bit of Diva! The Royal Rapper! That's 100 smackaroos! Why are you giving me this money? This is a crap stream. I'm looking at crappy AI. At least wait until I'm... at least wait until I'm doing something productive. Wait until I do cursed trains next week. Good God. Oh, no. I think it is just a thing where if someone donates enough money for the donation bubble to be read, I will just yell. I think that's just a thing going on from now on. Sorry for deafening everyone. I'm just skipping over this. Oh, look, I'm having another sip of my drink, actually. I've got a lot going on. So this is dire. Just move on from this. Okay. Not so okay. This looked somewhat like stock footage. Like, I think this has probably just had one of those AI upscales applied to it, which is why the guy driving it is just kind of a mush. This is actually a feasible. I mean, the weights on the balance weights on the driving wheels keep changing location. They just kind of keep appearing and disappearing as they please. This it's the CCPP Huntington. Ah! £100 from its Willow. This is not the stream you should be giving me this money for. This is not the stream you should be doing this for. Oh no. Oh no. We just... I feel bad now because I am basically watching other people's content and people are giving me so much money for doing it. On AI Slop as well. On AI Slop, of all the things you're donating money to on this. Demon! Sorry, Rabbit! I know you changed your name. I'm slow on the uptake. I'm just still used to referring to you by your old name. I'm so sorry. Ah! Stop screaming, please. I really can't. What do you want me to react? How else do you want to react to people giving their life savings for this? Also, someone said I regret putting you on my TV. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Oh no. Well, my rent's covered. Oh no. Oh no. I can... Is this how, like... Is this how those, like, crappy React streamers get rich? Is there just something about watching other people's content that makes people want to give people money? Is this how, like, Asmongold can still afford to give, like, horrendous video game takes and still be able to, like, afford rent? Oh, God. Just... Oh, no. Okay, right, let's... I can't keep dwelling on this. I can't, because otherwise we're never going to get anything done. So this is abysmal. We'll just move that on the way. What? Why is... Okay, again, so this is Jupiter. This is the picture of Jupiter that is on the Wikipedia article. Which, it starts off slightly distorted, because it's trying to AI update it, and the number on the front is constantly changing, and that as well. And then just, it's mobbed by a crowd of people who are, like, plastering... Why are they rubbing gold? Like, they're all holding gold. Is this the Willy Wonka train? Are they gonna take... Do they all have golden tickets there? They're going to the factory now? If that's chat giving you money, Literally all the donators I've ever had are all gathered around. It's meant to be the Golden Spike ceremony, but it's very clearly a modern day photograph, and they've tried to like cram in all these people. This is these video. Force a crowd also yield Sea Witch. It's not the same as $100, but it's not red. This is the same as $100. Ah! No! Do I have to do something else? This is, I think... Oh no. Oh no. No, okay, you can stop donating now. You've won. You've won. I get it. I get it. AI sucks, and you're giving me money so I can keep making videos. Oh god damn it! Rabbit! I'm so sorry! I support your new name. I'm just awful with dead naming things. I'm bad. I apologize, but... Rabbit! Okay, no more donations. No more donations. No more donations this stream. I'm just making this a rule. No more donations. Like maybe I don't know, like $5 or $10 here and there. That or like $2. That's fine. That's fine. Just nothing big. Okay, I'm done. I don't want this to be how I make most of my money this month. I am so sorry. €50! I was just... Stop! Stop! Please! Okay. Deep breaths. Calm down. Yeah. Never have I seen someone upset about making money let out. Okay, imagine it this way. Okay, Ook43's got the right idea. Thank you for $2. Imagine it this way. Imagine if someone on the street walked up to you and shoved $100 in your hand, tapped you on the arm and said, "Keep up the good work." Yeah, I got $45. Stop. Okay, at least tell me it's Willow. You've got like a furry in your profile picture. Please tell me you're just like a furry, one of those furries that does like IT or something, or it's got like one of those computer, like high salary computer jobs. Or you do like engineering or something, and that's why it's okay for you to give away all this money. Because I worry. I do worry. But my point being, like, imagine if you're out in public doing... imagine if you're doing your job. Someone walks up to you, slaps $100 in your hand, and says, "Keep up the good work." Then another person walks up to you, slaps another $100 in your hand. Like, the shock of being... You're grateful for the money, but it's also like, hey, I'm just doing my thing here. Just a little help... help is appreciated, but this... I don't want to indebt you by you giving me this. Oh no, I'm going Christmas shopping on Monday as well, actually, so this is going to be quite helpful to have when the December paycheck comes in. Oh no. It's worth it for the funny. Okay. Deep breaths now. Union Pacific 119. This looks crap. I can't complain too much about this. I mean, I will complain. It's AI and I want it to die. But I've seen like the History Channel. I've seen them take like these old like 2D images, like these drawings and whatnot, and they like, you know, they snip out parts and paint parts back in just so like you're not looking at a still image. You know what I mean? Like they'll be talking about the Union Pacific Railway and they'll have like they'll animate a 2D image or an old picture a little bit and it looks kind of like this. I don't hate this as viscerally as the others. I still don't like it, but I don't hate it as much as I think I should. If people randomly gave me hundreds, I wouldn't be surprised because honestly, that's what I deserve. Rabaz with the big ego, just yes, I deserve the money. Give me your hard-earned cash. Also, Rabaz sounds like Emperor Palpatine now. That's just... it's canon. Also, can we just take a moment to acknowledge how dinky the tender is? Like, this massive locomotive and they've just got, like, an apple box for the tender. I'm fairly certain these sounds, either the sounds are AI generated or they've just like taken snippets of sounds of like other trains. Which, that sucks. Why would you need to AI generate this? I'm fairly certain you can find a picture of this engine. Because... what is the tender's a bit grimy, it's whatever, but we love a grimy engine. I don't know about you lot on this channel, but we love a grimy engine. What is going on under the cab? Why is there like another driving wheel under the cab that's bigger than all the other driving wheels and moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour? What is that? What is that? Why is the tender so balked? Like, don't get me wrong, aesthetically, you know, kind of, I love the sweaty look of these American engines. You know what I mean? When an engine's like been working hard, it's real industrial looking. You know, it's clearly got like stains on the top of the boiler where water's been trickling down. Like it's just stains as black from the dirt, like the wheels, and like the cab's almost kind of sun bleached a little bit. I love the aesthetic, but just use a picture, because what is this? Where is the rest of this wheel? Why is there a guy on the back of the tender? Hold on. What? Why is he there? They've got a stowaway on board. This is the shot you have in a movie to indicate that like the killer has climbed over the cars at the back and is about to scramble over the tender and murder the driver. Is it a Mastodon or Pacific? Neither. It's a 46010 wheeler. It's not, though, because it's got these wheels at the front. I can't tell if this one here is a driving wheel or it's just weird. Oh, what's worse about this as well? This is meant to be the evolution of American steam locomotives. This is meant to be an accurate representation of how locomotives evolved over the eras. But doing this, this is meant to be factual, and it's blurking the facts. It's making the trains wrong. They look wrong. They act wrong. Oh, but it's not meant to be factual. Then what is the point of this then? Empire State Express. Okay, again, this is one of those pictures that's just made to look like it's moving. I don't like them, but I can also understand that, like, again, History Channel's done stuff like this. The tender only has 4 wheels. We've just like it's got bogies. Like it looks like it's meant to be bogies, but the tender's only got 4 wheels, and it looks like it's got some kind of ancient Sanskrit written on the side. I don't understand what's going on here. I also love looking at the driving wheels here as well, and looking at like the counterbalance and like the weights on them. Because it's like looking at clothes in a washing machine. I know for like a front-loading washing machine, not one of those top-loading ones. Because I know a lot of people over in the Americas have top-loading washing machines. Like one of those side-loading washing machines that has like the little window that you can look in. Like the weights here, they're just like clothes tumbling around and like. Okay. I was about to say a half normal looking engine, but then I looked at the tender and it's... Okay, it's kind of got 8 wheels, but it's also not. Like, this is just a normal picture. The locomotive was moving, but the tender wasn't, and then the tender was moving. At least this looks like the locomotive. Like, the image is horribly contrasted, but at least it looks normal. And then we have this. The New York Central Hudsons. There's stock footage of these online. Hold on, just to prove a point. I'm fairly certain, yeah, there is stock footage of this on the internet. Like, look, that's a Hudson. That's a Hudson doing its thing. That's a Hudson. I'm fairly certain this footage is from, like, 1920 or something, or, like, the 50s. So there's a very good chance that, like, if it's not public domain, then it'll at least probably be like not free use. What is it? Fair use. It'll probably be fair use. Needs to be HD quality. Oh, I'm fairly certain. Oh, we could watch Sam's Trains videos on the Hudsons. Yeah, here we go. That's a higher quality of the Hudsons. Look at that. Right there. It's not the best. I think it's only like it's 480p, but it's a Hudson. It's very clear. It's a bit blurry, but it's clear enough to see what it is. Now, we'll just fucking... Yeah, we'll just have it reverse instead. Oh my god, the wheels! Whoa! I was so focused on the Hudson. Look at the wheel slip on this bad boy. Look at that. Wait. Like, you're telling me. Oh my god. Okay, hold the phone. We'll deal with that in a second. Like, it's the fact that, like, aside from obviously the numbers, because AI still can't do that, the rest of this image looks fine. It's the fact, it's just the wheels slipping so much. I need... I could like find that like cartoon like running noise, but okay, I'll I'll do it. I'll do it one more time for the folks at home. Oh god, that's not a big boy. It's big, but it's not a big boy. Oh. And why is it pulling passenger carriages? Why is this passenger carriage back here bisected? It's a little... Oh, let me zoom in a bit. This passenger carriage back here is bisected. What is going on with this? Oh my god. Like... look at the smoke! The smoke that's pouring out of the top of this thing. Like there's no funnel. There's no chimney, there's no smokestack. There's just a hole in the top of this smoke box. And smoke just kind of pours out. The movement! The movement! Only the smoke and the wheels at the background move. Everything else keeps still. Like, it's... Oh my god, the side rods. Oh my god. How could you upload this with a straight face? How? How can you look at this and just think... I see nothing wrong with it. How? This looks abysmal. It's not even accurate. We all know what a Union Pacific big boy looks like. It is not this. Oh no, this is dire. And again, what is this meant to be a big boy? It's managed to get the big boy number correct, but it says Altitnius on the tender. The numbers up here says is sorry, which I should hope I expect an apology for having to look at this. But the most miraculous thing of all, it's got the features of a big boy. Yeah, it's got the number. It's got like the front smoke box is not perfect, but it's close. It's quite messy at the front with all the pipes and valve gears and cylinders and whatnot. It looks to be a 484, but the back wheels are hidden by the steam and whatnot. It's... I know a big boy is a 4884, but this is a big boy with like one of the bogies missing. So somehow, what we've got here, AI has plenty of footage of a Union Pacific big boy to work with, and instead AI just went, no, that's too big, and so they just squashed it into just a boy. It's not even a... This isn't a Union Pacific big boy. They've taken the big out of this. This is just a child. It's boy. Oh god. It looks abysmal as always. Oh, what is this? 15 most unusual and strange trains in history. Why is the video 11 hours long? You won't believe these abandoned steam trains exist in America. Yeah, I won't believe this exists in America because this is very clearly like a mid-Eastern European design. This is like very clearly a German-esque locomotive. This is something that should be working on the hills of Austria, not America. do the 15 most unusual trains. I gotta click on it. Rabez over here with like paying my salary, so I might as well click on this.
Went off the rails in a serious
Okay, so this is again abandoned places. This was streamed 14 hours ago. In addition to one of the insanely expensive models.
went off the rails.
Oh, one of the accident. Let me. We've got subtitles. We'll just turn the audio off. Okay. Oh, so they're talking about that.
Conspiracies were constantly.
Hold on, let's just turn that off. They're talking about the TV show, which is fine. They're talking about Super Train. Largest trains in the world. So not using AI. Interestingly enough, these are actual. This is actually a video using real pictures. I think like. No, I was about to say this looked AI generated, but no, it's just a really compressed picture. So they do. This person who's on this channel has the capability of uploading actual decent videos. Also the voice as well.
But at this moment, it has increased to 4 kilometers. The carrying capacity is about 18,000 tons.
You know what? It's not an AI voice. It's them actually speaking English. I'll admit, not very good English, but I am not one to criticize. I got a D in German when I tried to do that in high school, and I still can't speak a word of it. Speaking another language is difficult, and I respect them for actually doing that. I'm not going to mock them for trying to speak another language. And it's them actually narrating it as well. But I just... We're only like 3 minutes in, and we're on number 5, and this is 15 most unusual and strangest trains in history. This is the biggest. So is this just... Okay, and we're back to the beginning with this. So is it just this video on loop? I fear it might be. Yeah, it's just this video on loop. They live streamed this. I don't get that. Okay. Someone also said ghost trains as well. I feel like... What are these thumbnails, man? This looks like concept art from a Metro game, and this... I don't even know where to begin with this. This is diabolical. This is absolutely diabolical. Ghost Train was on their channel page. I think if you're on about the one I'm on about... oh, so it's the Ghost... Oh, God! Oh, no. I'm debating either the Ghost Train one, or I want to show off this one, which was the one I watched on my own accord earlier. Holy shit, short streams are absolutely terrible about looping videos. I guess it also happens to normal trains. Fair enough. Okay. Do we go with this Ghost Train one? Or do I show off this one, which was the one I initially saw at first, and wanted to do this like entire video on? Ghost Trains 1 looks more whack. You know what?
Abandoned Places channel.
Well, Okay, so let me just turn this down a little bit. So, alright, these are real videos that I think they've put through either an AI to... They've put it through an AI to either avoid copyright strike or to, like, upscale the footage. But, like, because I'm fairly certain this is a real picture of a Deltic. I think it's a Deltic. I've never been good on diesels. I think this is a real picture of a Deltic, but they've just asked AI to, like, make the picture move and whatnot. Also, there's a... it's just a little rat. It's just a rat down in the bottom left here. Like, it's not even, like... Watch. It's just a green screened on rat that's just stood there. And it's moving, but it ain't moving. And it's still there! The rat's still... Okay, that's clearly an AI-generated train. Right, I'm turning the music off just so I don't get copyright struck. Oh my god. Oh, now we're just in full AI territory. Okay. I want to see a ghost train one of these days. I want to see a ghost train that doesn't have a fucking skull on the front of it. Can we do that? I want a ghost train that doesn't have a goddamn skull on it. Oh yeah, it's definitely haunted. Oh, spooky. Oh. Okay, I feel like this whole video is just gonna be... Okay, I'll admit, the eyes on that one did get me a little bit. It got me a little bit. Oh, he's farting out of his mouth. He's farting out of his mouth. And this is just footage of a regular train. Like, these are just... Oh, God. Oh, no. Hold on a second. I thought this was a regular locomotive at first, but then, like, as... Okay, off in the distance. What do we think this is? Off in the distance. Because I like this. I like this vibe it's got going on now. It's hard to tell, but with the circles on it, it looks like a southern engine. I want to say maybe it's a Schools or something like that. Yeah, someone else thinks it's a Schools. An S15. You know, off in the distance. Very good, very nice. Surrounded by fog, good. And then it gets closer. And it kind of just turns into that. Like the white the white circle is painted on the funnel and it's there. It looks kind of like it's tried to make the front of itself into like a London Underground or like just a standard rail carriage with a window at the front, and it's just not known whether or not to go with a locomotive or a carriage for the rest of it, and it's just blech. It's just ugh. I can't watch too much more of this because I feel it's just going to be short 5-second crap AI generated snippets just stitched together into a video. This sucks. This actually what is this? I can't argue, like, that, the sort of skull, like, with the flare going back, that's a neat thing. I can dig that. That's kind of neat. But what is... And there's no separation between the locomotive and the rest of the carriages. I don't understand. The wheels are turning. It's covered in foliage. It's releasing steam. I don't understand people who upload this stuff. I'm gonna have to go off this video because I can't spend too long with it. I spent like a good half an hour on a video that was a minute and a half long. I'm not spending much longer on these. But like, this one seems normal. Abandoned Mercedes-Benz, vehicles found around the world you won't believe. And it's just like, oh, people... It's not uncommon in America for people to find like an old Mustang in like their grandpa's barn. It happens. There's enough barns and Mustangs in America that you'll find... You'll find an old supercar in a barn. And you know what? That's fine. And like, there's so many pictures of abandoned locomotives, but then it's just what. Again, he gives us his standard intro again, which I'm fairly certain is recycled, which is just enjoy. Like you pause and you think, oh, okay, this looks like a fairly standard scrapyard. But then, like, it's this I don't understand. It's this that made me want to do a video on this, do this stream. The radiation symbols. I don't know why, but in this video they just have like the hazard symbols everywhere. Because like, well, explain anything about this picture. Why are they in like what looks to be the top of a mountain? Or like some kind of like abandoned quarry? But there's just 3 locomotives. I don't get it. And they all look like varied in design. Like there's no standardization among them. I'm like, and that's something that's bad as well. Oh, you look through there and you see right through it. But then you rewind, and I'm fairly certain there's a tender in the way. Yeah, it's dark in the cab, and yet you go through here, see right through the other side. So that implies that someone has gone through and punched a hole straight through the back of the firebox. They've gutted the boiler. They've punched a hole clean through the tender, but left the tender. Or there'll be like, you know, the valve gear and the motion and the driving rods. They're all in place. But the rear wheel's not got a driving rod connected. Like, why is this one facing this way, but this one's facing this way? Chernobyl logic rated 3.6 out of 10. Radiation's one hell of a drug. Well, I don't... And it looks crap. I love an abandoned engine. Like, this is the one. Why do they got hazard things painted on the side? Why do they have hazard stripes painted on the side? Are these things just like still crammed full of asbestos from the boiler lagging? Is that what's going on here? Is that why you're not supposed to get close? But it's not graffiti because there was a sign. Remember earlier? There was a sign with that exact same symbol. So I don't understand. Yeah, they've got another sign here saying it's radioactive. I need to know why that sign is there. This is just so nothing. It's just so nothing. Why are they just in an abandoned city? This is so nothing. Meanwhile, right, Barry Island. Meanwhile, oh hey, I recognize that guy. But like, we look at any footage of Barry Island's scrapyard. Like, we'll just skim over this. Like, there is a real atmosphere that these pictures have. Like, do not take parts. That's something I absolutely love that's like scribbled on the side of these engines. Like, is there any actual footage of Barry Island? Barry Island's a tour of it. Here we go. Let's see if I think this is close as like the 80s and 90s when there wasn't 90s. Yeah, when there's not that much of it left. We'll just skip ahead a bit. Yeah, no, I don't think this is what we're after. But like, anytime there's actual footage, here we go, 1971. I know it's a bit low quality, but the aura and the vibes, there's no substitute in the real thing. And this looks incredible. Hell, what about abandoned steam trains. Here we go. Thank you, The Bearded Explorer. 50k views over a long time. But like, this is. I don't get AI generated crap. I just don't. Like when this is readily available, and it's so much more interesting because you can just film this and you can explain the history of it, or sometimes just footage of it standing alone with the camera slowly tracking. Like, that's a nice atmosphere. Why do you feel the need to make more? I don't get it. Oh, how we all want the money to fix them. Well, we're in luck because a bunch of people decided to give me a load of money for this stream. You reckon you reckon I could get this engine for 500 quid? Could you imagine me bringing it? just dump this at the East Lancashire Railway. There you go. I don't know what you're going to do with it, but have it. Oh no. I think we all forget we are the exception. All my normie colleagues send me Instagram AI videos all the time because it looks pretty. Normal people don't care how lame it is in concept. I guess. I don't see the point, especially with abandoned places when they're doing like if you're going to present something as, oh, look at these abandoned trains, make it clear that, like, you don't even have to explicitly say it's AI generated. Just say, this is all fictional. This video was made purely for vibes and atmosphere. Because I hate AI. I've made it very clear that I hate AI. But it would be hypocritical of me to say, like, there isn't a certain atmosphere to this picture. It does still kind of have that. I'm a sucker for abandoned things. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's my way of rationalizing entropy. But, like, I can't argue this is a kind of nice vibe, but when it's presented as haunting relics of the past, old abandoned steam engines, these aren't real. None of these engines are real. I understand the appeal of it looking pretty. It does look kind of pretty. I can't argue that. But it's the presentation as well. Haunting relics of the past, old abandoned steam engines. There's no narration. There's no explaining it. It's just, oh, look, abandoned trains. What's the context here? Are you gonna give us some lore? Is there a reason these trains are abandoned? Hell, on the spot right now, my brain I'll save you the need. I'll come up with some free lore for you right now. There was these look like kind of. I'm trying to piece whereabouts in the world they'll be. Let's say India, or say Africa, or generally Southern Hemisphere. These locomotives were built for use on the so-and-so railway line. It was a very prosperous mining operation, lots of heavy freight traffic, lots of passenger traffic. Mines closed up and all the stock was effectively abandoned because of scrap value wasn't high enough to justify cutting them up. There were hopes that the local government intervened for a while to keep the railways running, but eventually started withdrawing them, put them all to one side. But because they were still skeptical about coal mines reopening, there's a chance that coal traffic might come back. And as in China, as was common until like the 2010s, steam locomotives were worth using to transport coal and work around coal mines because all you need to run them is water. You've got infinite coal, so you can just run them however you want. So these were all put to one side with the ambition of, coal traffic picking up again, but it never was. And through bureaucracy, they were just kind of forgotten. Bang! I made up a nice, fake little story. Sounds kind of interesting. And hell, if you're an unimaginative, boring shit, you can generate some AI pictures to go along with your story. I don't agree, but people keep doing shit I disagree with. People murder each other. Whether or not you agree with murder being a right thing, people do it anyway. So me telling people not to generate AI pictures, that's not going to do anything, let's be real. But in not even 5 minutes, I came up with a fun little bit of fake trivia. A little bit of fake trivia to go with this image. Bang! I've instantly quadrupled the value of this picture. But no, you'd rather just generate vibe images and just dump them onto YouTube without any context that it's fake. Step into the haunting world of the steam train graveyard, haunting relics of the past, where time stands still and history rusts in silence. Hidden deep in forgotten corners, these old abandoned locomotives tell stories of power, glory, and decay. Once proud steam trains of the Union Pacific and other giants of the rail. Join this urban exploration. What's urban about this? There's trees everywhere. We're in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. What's urban about the middle of the woods? At least he had the decency to use music by Kev MacLeod. Kevin MacLeod. I don't know how to pronounce his name. This is crap. This is utter crap. Any other channels we can look at? I've done enough of bullying of abandoned places. I've bullied them too much. I feel it's unfair for me to focus all my vitriol to these videos. There are other... what is... Someone's been commenting. A couple people actually have been commenting. There's channels that use some of my footage. I'm trying to remember the name of the channel right now. It's Kevin MacLeod, the pronunciation. I know, because people were complaining that there's a couple of channels out there that are using my footage, like some from my videos. and I can't remember who it was. I wanted to talk about this on a stream as well, and I figured now's the best chance. It's like Steam and Iron or something like that. I can't remember what the channel's called. I know one of them's got Iron in the title. I just opened Discord and I'm immediately met with a bunch of lovely pictures from people. Trains, Trains, Trains is a slop fest. Have a look at Evolving Steel. Oh no, is this is a channel. Oh no, already. Already I'm hating this. The evolution of machines in Transformers style. Check passenger trains. This is awful. I can't lie. Like 10-year-old me who loved Transformers, I eat this up. I can't lie, I would absolutely eat this up. But like, this is AI I can't be mad at, because at least it's an interesting idea they've got going on. Okay, here's the before, here's the after. And it's done relatively smoothly, and they'll admit that it's all AI transformations. I hate this. I hate that it exists. And part of me wishes, Evolving Steel, if you're watching this, Blender is free. Learn how to use Blender. There's a whole bunch of free CGI courses online, and I know damn well that there's ways to rip the models of probably most of the trains that appear in this video. Does the video just loop? No, I don't think so. No, I think it does. Hold on, did it just crash into each other? No, whatever. But like, the idea of doing the evolution of something where you do the before and then like a transformer it morphs and it becomes the after, and doing that to sort of represent the history of various vehicles and machines, that's actually a really cool idea. And you'd become so much of a better person for learning that skill. Don't get me wrong, it's tricky. It's real hard to learn. And the first few results are gonna look crap. But I will take crap-looking CG over something that's come out of a computer. Well, I guess CG does come out of a computer, really. But I'd take it over something that was generated from ones and zeros. You know what I mean? Well, I just saw a short AI that had an Amtrak engine racing on a NASCAR track. What the hell? But Evolving Steel. This is a very interesting concept for a video series you have going on here. There is genuinely a market for this. But what doing this tells me is you had an idea and you wanted the end product. What you had was an idea that already existed and you just purchased the already existing product and called it your own. As a kid, I had an idea of my own accord. I didn't know this existed at the time, but I had an idea which was, people, those like salt and pepper grinders you can get. What if you put a mix of salt and pepper in the grinder, so when you grind it, you'd get salt and pepper out at the same time? Because usually if you're putting salt on your meal, you're putting pepper on as well, or if you're going to put pepper on, you put salt on as well. Fine. I had that idea of my own accord. And then, obviously, I was in a shop one day and I saw it and I was like, oh, it already exists. Because of course it already exists, because it's a very simple idea. But I didn't go to the shop. But I didn't go home having bought a load of these mixed salt and pepper shakers from the shop. I didn't then go home and claim that I came up with this idea. Because someone else has already put in the legwork. McVeigh used AI in his clan video, which is very disappointing given his usual high standards. My heart was broken when I saw that. Like, is the thumbnail even still on his channel? Yeah. The BR Class 6. And it's like, man, I get it if there's limited pictures of a locomotive in existence. I will admit, and I admitted this in the video as well, when I did a video on those Austrian Dutroffel locomotives, the only picture I could find that clearly showed off the locomotive was an image that had been AI enhanced. Like, it was one of those that had been like AI upscaled, if you know what I mean. So it was still originally a picture, but it was obviously quite a small, low resolution picture. So the AI upscaled it so it was bigger, you could make out more of the detail. It was the only good picture of the locomotive I could find. And I didn't want to use it, but it was the only good picture I could find. And I put it in the video, and I said, this is AI upscaled, it's why it looks weird. Now, I can understand using AI for, like, an AI upscale. Like, that's a good use for it. Taking like a really small, low resolution picture and blowing it up to make it bigger and more easy to visualize and understand. But generating a picture from the ground up, I don't know. I feel like you could pay an artist. Someone like McVeigh, who I do like his content. He puts a lot of editing into his content. He puts a lot of work into his content. A lot of good research. Like, I'll admit, I think he's a better video maker than me. Genuinely. Like his videos are very long, very informative. Hell, I've even had to turn to a couple of his videos for information and use them as research for my videos. He is a good journalist. It's like if Gordon Ramsay you watched Gordon Ramsay cooking, and he's, clearly, like, he's finely crushing garlic, he's like chopping chives with a knife. Like, you see him like sear a steak on the outside to like seal it, or like a joint of beef to seal it before properly roasting it. Like, he's doing all that, and then he just pulls like the mashed potato that's going with the dinner. He just pulls that out of a microwave. And it's one of those, I get it, I understand why you do it, but it's hard to just not feel a little bit betrayed. You know what I mean? So idea for Twitter Blue Dots. They pay for access and spam it until it makes even a tiny bit of profit. 200 videos making 50p is still $100. AI upscaled if controlled isn't as bad as a slop we've seen. Also check out stream highlights. I see. There's a Transformers Armada meme. Goofy. Unrelated, but train of thought, do you think this has become your most profitable stream with all the hundreds? I think it's up there. It's definitely up there. Hold on, let me... Viewer activity. Does it say how much people have donated? Stream health. Analytics. That's settings. I don't like that they've changed the layout, because it used to have the video, but it also said how much people have donated, and it doesn't tell you how much like total people have donated anymore. So that's annoying. I'm trying to think, what's the name of the channel that's been using some of my content? I know it exists. There's like one or two channels actually people have pointed out that use some of my content. Let me open up YouTube Studio and see if I can find it. Or did I take a screenshot of it? Usually it's chat's job to keep a track of these things. Very good. Can you do a video on this? Talk about this engine. Oh, let me see if I can... Let me see if I can find the ones I responded to. Did you know some new AI-based channels using parts of your videos? Someone sent me a link to the channel that was using parts of my videos, and I can't remember which channel it was. Hey Todd, I don't usually comment on your vids. I just saw a stream and came by and said, I started watching the audio quality of voice was just bad. It's one of my great concerns is that like sometimes when editing my voice, I worry that the quality of it isn't that great. Like, there'll be some videos I've opened by putting "please ignore the poor audio quality," and people are like, "What are you talking about? Audio quality's fine." I notice. Background noise is just something I hate. And the filter I use to get rid of background noise can sometimes make my audio sound a little tinny, so I don't know. I'm trying to think. Hold on, was it in... Did someone post it in... They might have posted it in video suggestions. Let me check. I think someone mentioned... I know I'm not going crazy. I hope I'm not going crazy. Sorry if I'm ignoring chat for a moment. I'm just trying to find... here we go. Locomotive Slop channels. Right. This is where we're going. So Locomotive Geek, apparently. I'm not calling this Slop right now. Just, this is something someone posted in the Discord video suggestions saying to take a look at. ToT got sidetracked and chat became a furcon. Hey! Furries are rich. Most of them are, at least. The amount of money they can afford to spend on fursuits and fan art and writing commissions... Hell! Give me a chunk of that. I ain't arguing with furries. So apparently... This is an AI slop channel? Apparently. And I know I have a tendency to talk about the Union Pacific big boys, because I'm not going to lie, putting big boy in the title of a video does tend to draw in the views. But this one's really leaning on. We've got Big Boy's rival. Forgotten Engineer could outpull the Big Boy. The locomotive accident proved the Big Boy wasn't invincible. Forgotten Locomotive that was supposed to replace the Big Boy. The abandoned Big Boy found in the desert. Rivaled the Big Boy. More powerful than the Big Boy. Only locomotive to beat the Big Boy in a power test. That's a third of these videos all refer to the Big Boy. I know I'm bad for doing it, but, like, I try. British steam rival Big Boy's power.
The world's largest steam locomotive built to bend mountains to its will. But almost nobody realizes that, at the very moment Big Boy ruled the West, a British creation emerged in secret. The BR Standard Class 9F, a 1950s behemoth.
Are they really saying that the 9F could rival the Big Boy? I know it's quiet. It's usually audio is what tends to get streams striked and demonetized, so that's why the audio is fairly quiet on your end. So I if you want to listen to the audio, watch the video, but whatever. It's an AI narrator anyway. which I feel like you can tell. You can always tell when a video has an AI generated description, because it always starts with "discover the incredible story." Like, you know, you get those like AI generated summaries under some videos sometimes. If ever you're watching a documentary one, or one that's kind of formal like my videos, count how many of them start with the words "discover." Very bold of them to talk about like the 9 Fs. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Is this spouting misinformation? Just hold on a second.
It bent tight curves on tracks a full 2 feet narrower than Big Boy's.
On tracks 2 feet narrower than Big Boy's. Big Boy is not a broad gauge engine, it's standard gauge. Britain used standard gauge. Is this an AI generated script? I think it might be. I can't argue, the editing is pretty good. Oh, most people have never heard the story of the 9F, despite it being one of the most well-known engines BR ever built. Excuse me. So the amount of misinformation in just the first 30 seconds.
How did British engineers build a rival steam monster? And why did history almost erase its triumph? The answer upends everything we think we know about railway supremacy. Across the American West, the Union Pacific Big Boy stands as a monument to
Okay, yeah, I can't argue. Okay, so the narration is AI, but all the pictures, like, it would be hypocritical of me to say that, oh, they're probably using other people's videos. Because, what do you think I do? I don't go out and take every single picture I use by myself. That's a photo someone else has taken. But I at least attribute, or at least I do my best, to attribute every photo I've gotten. If you can't find a link, if you go into the description of most of my videos, you click all the links, that's where I get the facts, that's where I generally find the pictures. If you can't find a specific picture, then it's either on Wikipedia, or it's on some royalty-free website. Or I've just forgotten to put in a link. It happens sometimes, but, like, I do my best. And sometimes I have to use footage from other people's channels. Sometimes I use other people's stock footage, because there's no other good video references. But then it's just random pictures of other trains, like Mallard, which I don't get. Okay, so now let's get on to this. What are you trying to say by, like, pairing up a 9F against a Big Boy, by the way? Because let's not split hairs here. The Big Boy wins. Like, you put this in on the same tracks as a big boy. The big boy will eat a 9F for breakfast. But we can maybe. All right, here's the bet. What do you reckon they're going to argue semantics? Like, because relatively speaking, per ton, I reckon a 9F is more powerful than a big boy. Like, considering how small a 9F is compared to a big boy, compared to the amount of power they put out, I can see a reason for arguing a 9F power to weight ratio. The 9F has the edge. I can see that argument. I'm not going to deny that argument. Hell, it's an argument I back. But again, the British steam monster that rivaled the big boy's power, it's not a 9F. Okay, do we keep watching this or do we move on to something else? Because we've got more Slop channels to go over. But you can tell when something's AI because it likes to use a lot of expressive language. It likes to use more adjectives. These incredible machines, these powerful monsters. You know, that's the sign usually that something is AI. It likes to add a bit of flair in the description. It doesn't just describe something objectively, because it's essentially taught to hype things up, to market them. It's a tool for selling you things. So it feels like this whole script is AI gen. What are the comments saying? These videos are woefully short of facts. 9Fs on tracks 2 feet narrower than a big boy. Utter nonsense. Both ran on standard gauge. Another piece of hyperbolic drivel is the remark of tractive effort. The Great Western King achieved that. God damn it. So why a video about the 9F but have a picture of a Bear Garrett in your thumbnail? That would have been an interesting comparison. It would have been an interesting comparison as well. Because like the LNER built that great big Bear Garrett for banking work. Hold on, let me just do a little bit of research. Right, the U1. 72,900 pounds. That was its tractive effort, right? We'll round that up to 73 just for the sake of comparison. Union Pacific Big Boy. Where's the tractive effort? 135. So, yeah, it's about just under double the LNER U1. Now let's compare that to a BR9F, which had 39,000. So the U1 would be a better engine to compare instead of a big boy. And It's got the U1. That's not even the U1. That's the LMS Garrett. Which again, they're an even better comparison to make because they were designed for, relatively fast, heavy freight work. So why? So the script is slop, the narration is slop. YouTube Studio decided to piss itself. There we go, I'm back. YouTube Studio is being funny on my end. So, like, what's the point you're trying to make here? French locomotive that killed its inventor. Okay. Let's go with this. Let's go with this. That's not the right engine, but you know what? I understand. That's not the correct engine, but I understand there were very limited pictures of the locomotive, and you've not gotten to that locomotive yet, so you need filler. I understand. Hey, I recognize that channel. What's incredible, though... What is incredible... Let's just rewind it a little bit. So this is obviously footage from my channel. And to everyone watching this stream, all 117 current viewers, I'm going to say this right now. You are more than welcome to use my videos, my narration, my footage. You are welcome to use that in your videos, provided you are doing something with it. You're not just taking it and re-uploading it and claiming it as your own. That you're actually, editing the footage, or that you're using it as a reference, or you're using my narration for something. Generally speaking, I'm fine with you doing that. It would be hypocritical of me to say, hey, this is my video, don't do that. Because my videos contain pictures taken by other people and music made by other people. It would be hypocritical of me to tell you not to use any of it. You are taking my work and transforming it into something else. So in this context, with this video here, I can't be mad. I'm living by my own laws, in that this person is used my video as a reference, because this is, in fact, a nice picture of this engine. But I can't remember what the name of this locomotive is. Oh god, let's go. Let's just quickly go over to my YouTube channel real quick. Oh hey, he's streaming. That's cool. Because I can't be bothered. Here we go. My beautiful narration there. Here, big list of all the pictures and information. Continue to cite. Bang! Whole bunch of pictures. Quite a few of these I used in the video. What's this? Bang! Again, quite a few pictures. This is a lot of this is more of an informational. This is more where I got the information from, more so than the actual photos. What about this? Oh, I guess I've posted a dodgy link. I'm sorry about that. Bang! Another picture. Bang! More pictures. More information. Here we go. Also, I think this... Yes, this is... I remember this source as well. Because I found this hilarious. They, put like, oh, big driving wheels was great for, high speeds and whatnot, da-da-da-da-da. And then they have this picture of a Great Northern Sterling single. And the the caption below this picture, it cracked me up when I read it. The English, stubborn as they are, persevered with their famous single-driver locomotives, driver meaning driving wheel, which had a single driving axle. Widely used on British railways between 1870 and 1920, they certainly had low tractive effort due to poor adhesion, but excellent speed performance, maintaining 120 kilometers an hour at the head of light trains. But it's how perfectly French that starting sentence is. The English, stubborn as they are, persevered with their famous single driver. It's just the little backhanded stubborn as they are. But my point is, when I did a video on this, I included in the description places where you could get the pictures I used. Which, I don't know about you, but it's much easier to use those pictures than it is to download my video and crop the part of the video where I used that footage. And I'm there again. Like, is the editing AI as well? Because, like, on any other channel, I'd say, like, this level of editing, it's way better than mine. I can't argue. Like, this level of editing is better than mine. But it's the mix of other things as well, where, like, it's talking about, how the inventor of the locomotive grew up in Egypt, and quite clearly that says Navy Yard, Boston on it. I know sometimes it's hard. Sometimes, a lot of the times, it's very hard to find exact pictures of what you want. Hell, this week's video, as an example. Do you know how hard it is to find pictures of Avonmouth docks in the 20s? Like, specifically the banana sheds. Considering how big an import bananas were at the time, how hard it was to find pictures specifically of the banana sheds. It was next to impossible. So I understand cutting corners a little bit. I've done it before where I've posted a video and I've been very limited on pictures, so I had to either use the same pictures a bunch of times, or I've had to use, maybe I'm talking about a railway in Africa and some African locomotives, but I can't find locomotives or pictures of that specific railway at that time, so I've had to use pictures of a similar era from a different railway in Africa. It'd be like me talking about Great Western locomotives, but having to put, London Northeastern engines. Use those sorts of pictures, to sort of pad out the, I guess, empty space between information. I get that, but I do my best to make sure it's relevant. So let's see what other of my footage he uses. Is this an AI? No, it's not AI. It's just a weird. It's just the distortion's weird on it. So hold on, let's just see how much of my content he uses. So he uses... Was this from that same video? I think it might have been, talking about locomotive works. What else we got? Oh my god, they took my video and they put an overlay over it. Oh wow, again, I can't argue. They've taken my footage and they've changed it. They've done something with it. If you want to do anything with any footage from my videos, do it. Hell, if you ask, like if you send me an email and ask really nicely, I could probably send you like the clean narration from that video. Because I think it happened that the Didcot Railway Centre, they had someone in charge of... I think it was Didcot Railway Centre. I brought it up on the stream before. Chris Eden Green told me it was the one to inform me about this. They made a reel post on Facebook or whatever it's called. And they used my narration talking about... what's the one that went to Australia? Was it the castle that went to Australia? Oh God, why does the name escape me? Someone in chat's gonna know. Someone in chat's gonna know. Pendennis, that's it. I knew there was a D in there somewhere. Pendennis Castle, that went to Australia, and I did the video on it, whatever. And they did this reel on Pendennis Castle. And they took the audio from my video, they removed the background music and used that as the, narration, and they used someone else's footage. And I think the person whose footage it was, they complained about, hey, that's my footage of Pendennis Castle, you didn't ask for it. And they didn't ask my permission to use my narration. And like I said, I wasn't mad that they used my narration. I was more mad that they didn't say, hey, can we... Right, this is going to sound weird. I'm fine with them using the narration. What I was upset about was the fact they had to use, one of those noise reducers to, get rid of the background music. So it kind of, ruined the quality of my voice. Had they asked... And they said, hey, can we like the narration you've done on this video. Can we use it? I would have just said, okay, here's the clean version of the narration. Away you go. Obviously, they took it down because the footage was... the footage belonged to someone else and they complained. But my point being, all of the content on my channel, that is free for you to edit and remix as freely as you want. But this really raises some questions. Because this, to me, smacks of they just downloaded my video because it has the pictures they want in it without going through the effort of checking the description and seeing that, oh no, all the images are there in the description. So while this is an acceptable use of taking my video and doing whatever you want with it, it reeks of laziness. And it's a 20-minute long video as well. I did this same video in, 7 minutes? I guarantee, like, I'll admit my videos have steadily been getting longer over the years. Like, my very first videos on YouTube, I speak... Ooh. Don't know what I just clicked, but I clicked it. Like, I used to talk really quick, and the fact that this train was doing... I used to speak really quick in my old videos. And it was 2020, 2021, so it was around that sort of growing TikTok era where short, fast, snippy videos, that's what really takes off. And to an extent, it did. But over time, a lot of people complained that I was talking too fast. And editing really quickly, I get it. And over time, I've slowed down. Well, I still try and keep my videos short, but I ramble a little bit more. And I find that people seem to like the slightly longer videos, and they also just like hearing me talk. And as someone who likes hearing himself talk, I don't mind indulging that. I don't know where I was going with this. Let's move on. So this channel, blech, whatever. Let's move on to Mega Machines History. Which, you know, it's a good start when all of the thumbnails are generally fine, but one of them's very clearly AI generated. Oh, no, we've got another AI generated one as well. That just looks kind of like Photoshop. It's just a big boy made rusty. AI. Hold on. This train was so powerful it almost broke the tracks. Steam engine so heavy it broke every bridge. Let's open that in another tab real quick. This was mixed of Mega Machines History and Unknown Patterns. So let's see, is this an AI voice or a normal voice?
Rattle windows, rouse entire communities, and mark the peak of human ambition forged in fire. But before steel giants roared and mountains trembled, an overlooked moment in a silent mind forever altered our destiny.
AI or not AI? It feels AI. It's even got like a little AI inhale as well to try and trick you. Are they going to talk about Richard Trevithick's locomotives? Rise of the here we go.
Full of human ambition, forever changing.
Wait a minute. I thought this picture looked weird. They've just mirrored it on all sides to like expand it, which I can respect that. I do that for a lot of my thumbnails. Like, if you scroll through my channel and look at the thumbnails carefully, what I do is I take an image, I then like mirror it if I have to like make it fill the whole page. Then I duplicate the image, I blur one of them, and then I snip out like the focus of the image on the other one. So this is a trick I'm not going to get mad at. Everyone does it.
Changing the rhythm of the land. In 1941, the Union Pacific Big Boy emerged from
Of course, it's talking about the big boy.
Never seen.
Okay, so it's just talking about big boys. So it's talking about how big the big boys were. Just
Would tremble as the big boy thundered past. Dishes rattled in cupboards, plaster cracked along old walls, and children.
were the big boys that big that they basically caused earthquakes everywhere they go? Like the ground rumbles a little bit when a train goes past. Like that's not exactly like a strange occurrence. There's just big thing vibrating and moving. That's fine. Are there any actual records of big boys causing the earth to crack? Like plaster to break? Like no more than any other locomotives of the time. So again, this feels like another AI generated script. What have we got? The best informative. Can I download and post on my page? Gotta love these comments. Really gotta love these comments. The biggest and most powerful locomotives you won't believe. So there's an AI generated thumbnail.
Biggest and most powerful locomotives ever unleashed on rails. From streamlined speed marvels and desert endurance giants to machines so heavy they shook the ground, each entry pushed the limits of engineering in a different...
I mean, it feels like another AI script and another AI voice. I can't be mad at the editing because, like, even if they are taking other people's footage and editing it together, that at least requires effort. And sometimes you do have to go to other people's videos because they might be the only one to have that footage. So what are they talking about? They're talking about the Red Devil? That's just footage someone playing a game. That's just game footage. I mean, at least it doesn't seem to be spreading as much misinformation. It's just another crappy top 10. Let's see, what are they talking about Flying Scotsman? Why does this AI voice sound like literally every World War II History Channel documentary narrator ever? Just
shattering the 100 miles per hour barrier and rewriting engineering history. This machine, the legendary
like, it sounds like that, right? Also, I don't know what it is with the History Channel, but like, when I did that video on the Dean's Goods locomotive, I have a friend who I talk to from time to time, and sometimes when I research something, I get very into it, and I got the image in my head of like the Dean's Goods being part of like the old Home Guard in World War II, and that I got that cute little image in my head. So I spoke to this friend and I told them I was like, can I talk to you about the war? And they were like, you're not going to be weird about it, right? And in that moment, it just sort of dawned on me how much the History Channel talks about, like, ooh, what if... Not even the History Channel. Whenever the subject of World War II comes up outside of Europe, it's always like, ooh, but what if the Nazis did it right? What if the Nazis actually strategized? What if what if the Nazis won the war? What about these Nazi super weapons? And it's like, guys, can we stop hyping up the Nazis? They bombed my country. Don't get me wrong, Hugo Boss, very good at designing uniforms, very, very suave, but let's not try and, let's not try and hype them up. And so when I started talking about like the Home Guard and like the Dean's Goods, it was like a very welcome surprise to them. I don't know, it's just an interesting observation. Okay. Let's see. Flying Scotsman. Was that? I thought it was AI for a second, but no, it is just a picture of a locomotive being built. Oh God, my brain.
1923, teams of craftsmen and engineers gathered around a new kind of locomotive, numbered 1472. This machine was the first of its class for the newly formed London and Northeastern 900.
Okay, so it is just a.
70-foot-long Pacific, designed not just to pull.
It is just a kind of Blair summary of the Flying Scotsman. Oh, and you. Wow! Oh, topics covered. The engineering genius of Nigel Gresley. Oh, so these are these the actual. Is this just what it's covering, or are these like the videos it's stolen the footage from? Hey, you know what? Oh! Oh! Ah! You can't keep me down! You can't keep me out of the video! I am everywhere! I am everywhere! I'm like a rash. I just keep coming back. These AI people, they want. I'm everywhere. Hold on, am I anywhere else? Oh, yeah! Hold on, let's see. Any more of me? Any more of me in this video? I don't think so. I think that's all of me they got. Which is a shame, because I kind of wanted to fluff my ego a bit, but, we can't have everything. It's the fact as well, like, the footage they used... Hold on. The footage they used... Oh, did I lose it? Yes! It's clearly the warped, different coloured background from when I did that, like, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure-esque video. Either that, or is this from when I did the Corridor Tender and they've just tried to colour grade the background so it doesn't look like mine? Oh... Alright, hold on. Let me just quickly go on to this one real quick, because this was made in collaboration with Unknown Patterns. Which... Exploring the unknown. NASA is shocked! China, I think a lot of this is SpaceX and fluffing China. Yeah, this is, yeah, probably not. Fascinating. Very fascinating. Right, let's go to these amazing abandoned trains. Let's see if this is actually abandoned trains and not just, like, crappy AI-generated footage. Okay. I did a video on this one.
Were abandoned, too heavy to move, so it was cracked by decades of wind and salt. After the mining industry collapsed in the 1940s, these
Okay,
islands
but...
were abandoned.
Huh. This is actually a picture of a scrapyard someplace. I didn't get this picture, so they either stole it from someone else or they've... I say stole, they've taken it from someone else's video. And you know what? Hashima Island, Japan, New York Underground, we've got the Poland engines, Italian engines. Oh, they don't have Barry Island. Come on, man. Can't talk about abandoned locomotives and not bring up Barry Island.
Port battles erupted as monuments to a vanished industrial age. Today, over 20 rusted frames remain, caught between decay and preservation, their shadows stretching across the salt like the memory of a lost era.
Their shadows stretching across the salt like the memory of a lost era. It feels like AI generated. Did they use any more of my footage? I doubt it, since I don't think they talk about any of the railways or abandoned locomotives I've covered. Might be worth looking into the Chernobyl ones if that's like actually a real thing. I'll make a fascinating video. Oh god, I just realised what I said. They steal footage, they take footage from me, so I take video ideas from them. Alright, there was one more that someone posted here as well, which is legendary locomotives. Which again, why do all of these follow the same format? And the AI underwater trains. There's so many pictures of underwater trains. You don't need the AI to make it. You don't need the AI to make it. 5 deadliest steam No one died in this accident. I don't remember someone dying in this accident.
We're counting down the 5 deadliest steam locomotive failures ever built.
Oh boy, and it's another AI narrator. Okay. What are we talking about?
On a cold
I'm skipping over, so I'm probably not going to get the full context. British axle fracture derailment. Why was the screen just red there? Why is it red? Why is it red? Why are you red? What has this got to do with anything? It's just in the middle. It's just red. Why? Okay. Which accident was this? The one that Charles Dickens was involved in? And they keep those are American rail cars. Why do they keep using like Again, another American wagon. Oh god, I'm done. I'm done looking at these. I'm not going to sit down and watch this whole video. Let's watch something good, like fascinating horror. Let's see how it's done. Which... Fascinating Horror is a very good channel, by the way. I highly recommend Fascinating Horror. But, like, I would take this, just a still image on a screen for a few seconds that's relevant to what they're talking about. The only reason my channel is the way it is because when I was making my first few videos, I thought, just a still image is a bit boring. So I just have the background sliding across and I have the image like either growing or shrinking. Just to sort of like keep a bit of movement on the screen, just to keep it interesting to look at. Like, Fascinating Horror does... it's a nice bit of research. It's just nice to put on in the background. It's just someone narrating a horror story with some relevant pictures. They're not the peak of editing, but it doesn't need to be. If we want a... Like, there are so many other good editors. There are so many other people who are better at editing than me. Like, Amtrak guy. Brilliant. Good editor. Like, so many people in the rail sphere are great editors. Like, they're way better than me. And I'll admit, my editing is own... Like, if this... This is like the baseline for what the editing of a video should be. We don't need any AI. We don't need any goddamn... like fake images. We don't need like a narration, like zooming in and flashing on the screen. This is all we need. Quince Hills... The name of this place always trips me up. It's Quinton's Hill. Like the Quinton's Hill signal box. We're talking about the signalman. So we have a picture. Perfect. All you need. You don't need any more. Let the narration do its work. Being factually correct is way more important than the quality of the editing. Thank you! And I'll admit, not even I'm not always factually correct, but I do my best. I trip over words, but like I don't like blowing up the facts. And you get that a lot with these AI videos. Like I said earlier, they use a lot of adjectives and very emotional, kinetic language. They're very, like, descriptive and poetic. And I understand why. It's a very pleasing thing to hear. But you gotta be factual. It's such a hard line to walk between being entertaining and being factual. And I think a lot of people don't get that you can be entertaining and factual without being boring. The way I consider it is sort of like how it's made. Because that is literally just, you are watching something be made. You are watching the process of it being made and are given explanations as to what is happening of something being made. That sounds boring, but when you put it on an episode of How It's Made, you just sit there and you watch the whole thing because it's fascinating to learn. And I do struggle sometimes trying to make my videos entertaining because sometimes I've said it time and again. Sometimes a video just boils down to me going, "This locomotive was built in this year. It served on this railway. After it became redundant, it did this until finally it was withdrawn in this year and it was scrapped. X many survive." I know that's interesting for some people, but it can be hard to feel interesting. It's interesting in the moment. Which is why I enjoy like the funnier stories. And even with the funnier stories, I try and I don't exaggerate them. I just let the nature of the story tell itself. The Cleckheaton Station video will always have a special place in my heart because I didn't need to exaggerate anything. The complete dryness of like how I deliver the information and like the complete objective way I deliver it is hilarious. Because a man stole an entire railway station on accident. And so explaining how that came to be is itself hilarious. Hell, the newspaper clipping I found where the jury, they were found not guilty, and the guy had stolen the station, quote, in good faith. A man stole a railway station by accident in good faith. That is such a hilarious sentence. I don't need to exaggerate that. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's move on from AI, shall we? Let's laugh at something that's equally stupid. Tech Bros. Let me just find it real quick. Adam. We're not going to watch Adam Something's video because you should watch it yourself. I've not watched this video because I've been savouring it for a stream like this. And finally this stream is here, so we get to look into it. Alright, so this is apparently the video he's on about. No, that's just video of a tram. What is it he talks about here? Oh, god damn it. I was hoping that he'd have like links to all like the tech bro crap stuff in the description so I could look at it myself. The monocab. That's apparently what this thing is called. Okay, monocab. Yeah, this looks like it. Yes! Here we go. It's pod. It's a pod. It always comes back to being a goddamn pod. Alright, let's see here. The monocab is a compact, autonomous monorail vehicle. In contrast to all other so-called monorail vehicles, it stabilizes itself on a single conventional rail without mechanical support. A narrow vehicle body allows a simultaneous operation in both directions on single-track lines. Therefore, monocabs can be used to implement very innovative, they always love using the word innovative, rail-based mobility concepts with service on demand as an attractive alternate to conventional solutions, especially for reactivating disused railway lines in rural areas. Now, I get the vision. I get the vision. But explain okay. So I feel like the idea of this is you want to run single track. You want to run a single track line, but you've not got that many people, so you don't need a big locomotive that requires a driver and this, that, and the other. And you've got a single track line, and you want to make it as convenient as possible. So if you make it that each thing only requires one rail to run, then you can have one going in either direction. How do they turn around? Let's see, the menu. Oh god, it's in German, I think. Can we get a translation, please? Roadmap, that's a word I understand. Oh my god. What is all this gearing? Oh yes, English please, that'd be very nice. Okay, so these... Okay. So they're going slower than a car, which isn't a good start. Oh, it just contacts him, and that's his personal information. So that's not. Oh, finally, it translated into English. National importance. You've got a bike, man. You've got a bike. That's faster than whatever these pods are. What? God damn it. The monocab demonstrates the economic and innovative... Again, they love saying the word innovative. Check their LinkedIn, I'm curious. I might check their LinkedIn in a moment. Innovative strength of North Rhine-Westphalia. The vehicle can be developed and produced by... There's power transformation. It's really 5.0 with mobility as a service. This will make... a global pioneer in the meaningful reactivation of mobility as a public service in rural areas. This requires new solutions that are nevertheless integrated with the old. Existing routes must be preserved because they represent potential forms of inclusive mobility, including those we don't yet know about. What other means of mobility are there? You either use your legs or you use a wheel. Or every now and then, propellers. Because if they are mobile, people stay in the area, brackets, and drive less. And then new people come, such as skilled workers for the many companies in rural areas, including hidden champions. What are you talking about? This makes Monocab a project of national importance with good chances of international impact. The project is a pioneering model for smaller regions all over the world. Oh, God. You'll soon be able to join, but first we're entering the market, and you can be part of it, whether as an entrepreneur, investor, or even the future operator of your own formats. Oh, this is such a big scam. You'll soon be able... The research project is intended to become a company... a new startup is to market the monocab. The idea is not only intended to catch on in Northwest Rhine, whatever. This nationally significant project. This isn't national. This isn't national. leading the way and needs more people to help create meaning. For the sensible use of existing resources. For combining the advantages of private and public transport, and a focus on social justice, intergenerational fairness, and inclusion. As good as your own car. Okay, so these are private transport pods. Is what? Oh god. Why is she made out of pastry? She's not been baked yet. This is a pastry woman sat in an oven waiting to be baked, is what this is right here. Oh no. Unlike similar technology projects, Monocab is not about innovative transportation designs to generate financial return. It's about democratizing mobility in rural areas. By utilizing what is underutilized. Monosu, okay, but what is it? What is it? How it began? Oh my god, and we're going on the Brennan Monogio. No. There's a reason we didn't use this. What if these people in this pod want to get off at this stop? You have to build another platform. What? You have to build another platform for the why? So they're trying to do this thing again. Okay, what began as an idea in 2018 became a research project in 2021 and 2023. Those are beyond the existing public transport. In the image, for example, enabling mixed traffic on the same line through agile occupancy planning. This would allow monocabs, freight trains, and even museum railway operations to share the external line. Other applications under discussion include factory transport, small goods transport, campus rail services, and construction site traffic. Okay. I can see campus rail services and construction site traffic. I can see that being a thing. Because Disneyland has proven monorails are a decent way of getting around the site. I know there are some campuses that have like some airports as well have their own like rail system built in. But why pods? It always comes back to pods. It always comes back to pods. Literally, why would I invest in this when just a rail bus going backwards and forwards would have the exact same impact? I think what it is it's trying to capitalize on the desire for public transport in rural areas using like old, no longer in service railway lines. Which I understand. Like, I get it. Because if you're going to have trains going backwards and forwards, or like a rail bus, or like a rail motor, or whatever, you have those going backwards and forwards up and down the tracks. You know, you need someone on board who can drive it, who can sell tickets and whatnot. You're going to need station staff. You need people to operate any points and signals. Which, on a quiet rural branch line, can be more of a sunk cost than it is a profitable one. I understand that. But you can't just have people putting cars and whatnot and their own vehicles on the line because there's no traffic regulation to control them. I feel like there's a good idea in here somewhere. In that you want to, you know, run trains as frequently as possible to make it more convenient for people. But I feel like this is going to sound like the most out of touch boomer take you've ever heard. But I feel like the world has gotten used to transport being too quick. Like, skip back 100 years. If you wanted to go to another country that required traveling overseas, you'd be on the ocean for like 4 weeks. Like, the fact that, like, a train could come once every, like, 3 hours to get you into town, that was outstanding. And, like, you just had to figure out your own schedule and work around the trains. I can understand the appeal of being like, oh, well, rather than have to go by road or have to wait 2 hours for the next train to come, you just press a button and a pod will come and pick you up. I understand, like, the sort of practicality of anytime transport. But at this point, it would just be easier to have a bus. Oh, but you can't take a bicycle on a bus. Well, then ride the bike. You ever considered that? Literally, all you'd need, I know you'd probably need like someone manning signals and whatnot as well, but depending on the length of this line, like, these pods aren't moving very quick, so you can't, it's not like you're gonna go far. So assuming that, like, these lines are about 10 miles long each, like, that's maybe 20 miles. Maybe it's 10, 20 miles, these tracks are. You just keep them in good nick, you could have, like, a rail motor trundling at 40 miles an hour coming up and down every 30 minutes. That's fine. You don't need to make it pod-based. Did I have, like, a video that's, like, Oh, we've got a YouTube channel. Hey, they've got 1.29k subscribers. Their most viewed video came out 2 weeks ago. Alright, let's see. Right, let's look at some of these crappy animations, shall we? Okay, there's no audio on this, which is fine. Okay, so the vision is... Alright. Looks comfy. Bit cramped. But looks comfy, I guess. But the question is, what if... You're going to just have a traffic jam on the tracks eventually, right? And like, look, okay, there's that one platform there. That's where people get on and off. What if these people on this, like, that left-hand track over there, what if they wanted to get off at that station? They can't. I appreciate, oh, look, it's wheelchair accessible. I appreciate they've got accessibility on the forefront of their mind, but, like, what is this? Oh my god, this one has music. Oh my god, they've got a level crossing. This is a nice render. All this... Hold on. This is just... What has this got to do with the pods? This is just a stretch of railway line that's been abandoned. Ooh. Alright, we'll turn the music off because that's always what gets me copyright struck. Okay, so it's talking about trains. The monocab. Why... Hold on. Gotta ask a question real quick. So we've got man and small woman, man, child, and big woman. Is this meant to be a young girl? Or is this what a regular woman is meant to look like? Because but then like this one's got the skirt, so I'm presuming this is meant to be a woman, but why she got 2 legs but this one's only got 1? So is that meant to be a child? Like a young... Because that's a... Why is this girl only got 1 leg? I mean, we don't discriminate. Obviously, if you're born with 1 leg or you've had a terrible accident, then I guess that happens. But, like, usually when you use symbols like this, you don't really... What is this? Let's turn on the captions. Let's see what the captions have got. Do we have... No, the auto-generated subtitles as well, which... That's how we know we're in for a quality time. They've not even paid for subtitles. Oh boy, I sure do love living in a papier-mâché world. Me too. I like to, buddy. Okay, so you call a monocab. And it'll stop. And you get on, and you have a private little cab ride with someone. Immediate question. So she walks up, she hits a button on her phone. That stops the cab. Immediate question. What's stopping people from just going to a station, summoning a cab, or summoning one of these pods, and then just, like, not going anywhere? I don't know, maybe they'll stand in the doorway so the door can't close, and because it's all an autonomous door, it'll just struggle to close on its own. And then you've got pods behind you, but they can't open their doors because they're probably not registered that they're at a station. I know damn well that if you don't have to pay for this, if this is meant to be like free public transit, I know damn well that a bunch of, like, uni students will spend their afternoons going to their local pod railway with just, like, a piece of wood, just a chunk, like a lumber of wood, like a beam or something. Wait for it to open the door, just drop the wood in the door so it can't close. You just walk off and just watch from a distance as just a big line of pods just builds up, and no one can get out of their pod because they're not at a registered station. So, like, the only thing you can do is just cover the whole thing in cameras, and since when has that ever stopped anyone? And the whole thing, they're meant to be pods as well, so, like, they're pods, so you're meant to get your own. But there's someone already in there, so you might be. It might happen as well, actually, that you and all your mates, you've had a bit of a piss up, you'll call a pod to take you to your station. Someone arrives at the station ahead. They press a button to call for a pod to stop at the station and pick them up. The next pod along is already full. So you'd have to have some kind of way of detecting whether or not a pod has someone in. And if the pod does have someone in, then it won't stop, it'll keep going. But then if all the pods are full, that person's not going to be able to get on and ride the pod. So either you've got to have a load of empty pods going around, which is a waste of energy, or you've got to have a system whereby there's like a monitoring detection thing that determines whether or not a pod is full and can take on more passengers. But then you're just going to have people, like, there's going to be if you make it a button that someone presses to say, I want this pod to myself, everyone's just going to keep pressing the I want the pod to myself button. And the thing is as well, this is meant to be a branch line. This idea, I will admit something, this idea could work if the tracks went in a big circle, like a Hornby train set. Think about it. You have a big city. You're in, like, the centre of the city. City centre. Or, like, slightly the outskirts of the city centre. And rather than go through the middle of the city, there's a big sort of circle track going around. You just have a load of pods going around in circles, and you just hit a button, one will stop, you'll hop in, you hit a button, you get out. That is a hypothetical situation in which this could work. And even then, that doesn't make much sense because you just have a train going around in a circle. That's called a tram. They exist. Hell, buses exist. So this is So this idea only works in urban environments which already have a solution to that problem. So the only way this would work is, again, if it's going in a circle, which in a rural area, I guess could work. But, like, oh my god, this is dire. This is absolutely dire. And then, in order for the empty pods to pick people up, you've got empty wagons going backwards and forwards, which, as we all know, using energy to move something that's empty, not really worth it. Also, hold on, I gotta. So that's a showcase. I love they've just got like a little rail motor there, and he's got his arms crossed like he's really figured something out. Let's see. Ooh, I do love me some stock music. Look at this thing. Look at this dumbass thing. How long do you reckon it would take before a football match happens and a group of pissed up people all stood on the tracks to get one to stop? Because it's autonomous, so it'll stop if you stood on the tracks. How long would it take for like someone to stand on the tracks, stop it, and then a bunch of their pissed up mates just jump out of the bush and just start shoving it to see if they could push it over? I know I would. I'd be stood on like the platform, I'd bring it to a stop, and I'd just put my hand on the side and I'd just give it a shove and I'd feel it wobble. Oh, but it's got little extendable legs. Extendable legs. Yeah, even if it's bottom heavy, like, you get enough people together and give something a shove, it'll topple over. Like, a London double-decker bus is designed to stay upright when tilted, like, what, 30 degrees? You still give it a hard enough shove, it'll topple over. There's a... Ooh, it tilted. The drone. They couldn't afford to film it without the drone. Like, this is neat. I can't argue it's neat. Like, if it was just like 3 mile a track. Three miles a track, we just have one of these pods on one track, one of these pods on the other, and they just go back and forth, just connecting one little town to the other. It's not efficient, but I could dig it. But this isn't, like, the engineering is impressive. I'm not denying that. But, like, what is the benefit of doing this as opposed to just having, like, just taking the wheels off of a bus, slapping locomotive wheels on it, and just driving that backwards and forwards up the line? Oh, they don't even have the doors. They don't even have the doors figured out. They just seal them in. There you go. Just bolt them in. just vacuum seal the door on. Don't worry about. We forgot to put air holes in, but just push on the door real hard and it will fall off. The only thing holding it on is magnets and hope. It's using a stabilizer as well, which I buy that the stabilizer's just there to make sure it doesn't topple over. It's there to make sure like it runs smoothly for the demonstration. It's more of a safety precaution. I get that. But this is so dumb. Look how I didn't notice that before actually. Look how far like the left side overhangs over the track compared to the right, which I guess you'd need in order if you got like two of them going either way. What I love though is this little shot here, you know, all like the buttons and whatnot. You can't just put a big red button out in the open with no adult supervision and just not expect someone to press it. I hope that that button can't be covered over because that's like the emergency turn off. But you kind of need to cover it if it's that far down, because what if there's just a branch on the track and it doesn't detect it in time and it just hits the button? Well, you're just stuck in there. You're shit out of luck, aren't you? These things, they are so incredibly terrible. So this is a live stream highlight. I think this is the same. Oh, we've got fantastic music. Subtitles? No, but we've got German auto-generated subtitles. We don't have an automatic translated one. Auto-translate. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Auto-translate into... That's Chinese. English! There we go. Let's see what the Germans have got to say. So we're testing the safety of this thing. It's wobbling. They've got a ThinkPad laptop. That's how you know. That's how you know they're taking this seriously, if they've got a ThinkPad laptop. Oh, dear. So, okay, so it's a self-balancing thing. It's got gyroscopes in it. That's clever, I guess. Double-flanged wheels. Oh yeah, no, nothing bad has ever happened with double-flanged wheels. God forbid this thing ever comes to a set of points. Oh, it's a temporary safety measure. Don't worry, the final product won't have a set of stabilizers on it like a child's bicycle. It's cool. It's cool. They're just talking about the safety. You know you're onto something good when they're talking more about the safety device they're using to test the machine with that's not going to be on the final product than they are about the final product. Look at his face. This is the face of a man who's realized this is a bad idea, but he's sunk too much money into it to give up. Yes, it is. I'm ashamed to be German at this point. Hey, don't be ashamed you're German. Be proud that you're not an idiot. Costs $19.99 per month for the extra safety device. They're really like running it backwards and forwards on this bit of track. You know what? You know what I reckon? I reckon, hear me out, I like the concept of taking an old railway track and managing to, have the right, because Germany, they drive on the right side of the road in Germany, which is the wrong side, but whatever. So if you just have like this old railway track, you say the public can travel on that because there's going to be no trains on it. If instead you just basically invent like a motorcycle or like a bicycle or something that's relatively lightweight. I don't know, you have like some fold down wheels or something so you can roll it. I don't know, stay with me on this. Imagine like a bicycle or something. You ride that normally, and then you just put a little attachment on it, sort of like a velocipede, yeah. You put a little attachment on it so that it'll stay balanced on the rail, and then you just pedal. Then you don't have to piss about with all this like pod and AI nonsense. You don't have to worry about keeping them clean and running. Just a little attachment you have for your bike that you can let you pedal down the tracks. Job's a good one. And like, I'm aware that's a crap idea, but if you're gonna commit to using the tracks, like, that's a decent thing to do. Like, if you're not gonna use a railway track as a railway track, this pod thing isn't the solution. Because, like, clearly you've identified that the people that's going to need these pods are people who want to travel like medium distance, close to medium distance. That these pods don't move quick. I'm sure you can engineer some kind of bicycle vehicle or something. Hell, like, I don't know. I'm overthinking this. Putting more thought into it than this lot are, though. Blink! But those eyes look right through you, Jesus. Oh, boy. Oh, they've built another one. Oh, God. Oh, let me... Subtitles, let me... No, they don't even auto-translate. We're just going to have to associate through vibes. Also a good sign. Also a good sign that you need a forklift to get this thing on and off the tracks. Oh hey, the balance thing folds up and down. That's nifty. Ooh. Ooh, listen to that noise. Listen to the noise these things make. The future, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the future sounds like. Oh, let's just hear that. Just. Ah, yes. What does the future sound like to you, ToT? Well, it sounds like a petrol engine. Like, there has to be a way you can make some kind of fitting for a bicycle that, like, that lets you attach, like, a wheel like this to the front and the back. So that'll sort of help, like, lock the steering. So you can just pedal down this track. There's gotta be. And, like, if you're worried about, oh, what if it's raining? You know, why would you want to bike when it's raining when you can go in the pod? For the same money that it's costing to build one of these bloody podmobiles, you could maintain the track and build a shelter over the tracks as well. Hell, plant trees around it. Not only is that good for nature, but it'll also keep the rain off as well. And trees are free. People have made things to ride your bike on the rails. What's the point of this? Oh no, Adam something probably definitely goes into better detail explaining why this is shit. Oh god, this is dumb. I love it when tech bros try and reinvent things. My favourite tweet of all time is, what if, like, you had a podcast, but you didn't record it? Like, it was just you and your friends, like, sat together chatting and stuff. And it was like, this is like a revolutionary idea, and it's just hanging out with people. Oh, God. People are saying, look in stream highlights, have a peek in stream highlights. Oh boy. Train of Thought says, set fire to your local data center. Remember, kids, it's not a crime if they don't catch you. Podcast. Actually, a thought that's come to me. You know, there's that guy, he does subway takes. That guy in New York. Can't for the life of me remember the channel name. I should do because I watched a bunch of them, but that's just my memory for you. The guy does subway takes. Part of me wants to reach out to him. And part of me wants to see if I can get permission to do tram takes. Just hopping on the Metrolink in Manchester. And just saying to people, so what's your hot take? I feel like that'd be a fun thing to do. Oh dear. If I did that on the tram in Dublin, I'd get punched. Yeah, no, I agree. I'd probably get a few unhappy campers, but it'd be fun. I think it'd just be a fun video to do. Or go to Heritage Railways and ask for, like, their takes. It might not even be to do with trains. I just go to Heritage Railways and ask for people's takes. Speaking of podcasts, do you think you'd ever get to appear on the Well, There's Your Problem podcast? Maybe if they did a story about the Great Train Robbery. I would love to be on the There's Your Problem podcast, which is kind of hypocritical of me to say because I don't listen to it, sorry. But I'd love to be like a guest on a podcast at some point. I'd love to explain the Great Gold Robbery, the first Great Train Robbery, the one that happened in the 1850s. I'd love to go on there and explain that. But I feel like that might be something they've already covered. Oh boy, what time are we on? Alright, I need to start wrapping this up. So we've mocked AI trains, we've mocked tech bros. Who else are we to mock? Come on, chat, give me some targets for some scathing criticism. Hey, we've kind of already done that at the beginning of the stream. Mock foamers. I can't mock foamers. Like, I don't get me wrong. You can be too into something. Like, I remember when Francis Bourgeois appeared and standing on a station going, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god," out loud. Tone it down a bit, mate. You can say, tone it down a bit, mate. But I'm not going to mock someone for, being very passionate about something. As someone who has, very intense vibes whenever I get really passionate, I'm not going to cast the first stone on that one. That's not my place. Mock the chat. No, chat just gave me a lot of money today. I can't be mean. Fake AI railroad history videos. We were sort of touching on those earlier, so probably not them. Go full Jeremy Clarkson and mock Americans. Mock Mike! No, he's not here to defend himself. It's not funny if he doesn't get to mock me back. I gave you 99 cents because I don't get paid until tomorrow. I appreciate it dearly. You should mock me. I make bad financial decisions. Yes, you do. Giving me that much money? Very irresponsible. Mock NIMBYs. Those... What? What are your thoughts on the Coventry very light rail project? This is news to me. Please just watch it. This video, I'm not watching someone else's... Well, that's rude of me to say because I've just been watching other people's videos. But I'll watch this in my own time. If you want to watch this video, then go and watch it because Adam Something does do very good videos and he deserves support. NIMBY, not in my backyard. People who hate public transit because infringing their freedom, some shit. Oh, is it those people that hate, you know when they build those suburban neighborhoods and it's just the same house copy and pasted over and over again, but God forbid anyone build a cafe in that neighborhood or they have a bus going through that neighborhood? Yeah, I hate those. Man, just the entire automotive industry in America is disgusting. And it's not even the Americans' fault. We mock Americans for having to drive everywhere and what do you mean you can't walk 5 minutes to go and get some milk from the shop? Because you literally can't, because all the footpaths don't exist. It's just roads. How about a palate cleanse instead of more slop? You know, I'm just trying to think what would be a good palate cleanser right now. Cursed trains. We're not looking at cursed trains now. Roads with no sidewalks or street lights. You know what I hate? You know what really grinds my gears? Rabear would appreciate that reference. You know what really grinds my gears? LED or neon headlights. Make them yellow. Give them a slightly yellow tint. Good God. I don't need them to be that bright. I don't need the person ahead of me to blind me as I'm coming up the road. Make streetlights yellow again. Give them that slight warm glow. Use LEDs by all means. Because they're way more energy efficient. LED lights is fine. But for God's sake, just give them a slightly warm tint. They're not as harsh on the eyes. Wait a minute, mock video game public transit infrastructure makes no godless sense. Well, it depends on the video game. Doesn't it? Warm LEDs exist. Warm white LEDs exist. All. Yeah, and no one seems to install them in cars anymore. Ugh. Oh boy, we're having a bit of a rant. We need a palate cleanser. We need a palate cleanser. We need something that's going to cheer us up. What do we do? I'm just trying to look around my room, see if I've got anything even remotely fascinating. Got some books. I'll see what's on my bookshelf. It's been a while since I've looked at this bookshelf. What's this one? There we go. Oh shit, my perfume. Okay. We'll spend the last 5 minutes of this stream. We'll spend the last 5 minutes of this stream. I've got in my hand here a very heavy book I got from a charity shop. The New Illustrated Encyclopedia of Railways. Edited by Robert Tufnell. Revised and updated by John Westwood. So there's... Let me just... Not counting the index. Alright, there's about 500 and... Right, there's 525 pages in this book. Pick a number. First number I see, between 1 and 525. First number I see, that's the page I'm opening to, and that's the fact we're ending on. First one was 427. We're going to 427. And 428. 427. We've got a picture of a German State Railway 143 class. Very lovely. And the information we've got below. Danish State Railways Class EA. The British Rail Class 90. The British Rail Class 91. That's what we've got so far. Yeah, give me another number. Another number. 324. Ooh, we're on steam engines here. 324. Ooh, the Chinese Railways KF class. Very nice, very nice. And we've got facts on the New Zealand Government Railway Class K and the Chinese Railways Class KF. Lovely, very lovely. Oh, we've got a Chesapeake and Ohio J3. That's on the same page as well. Ah, these must be 484 engines. That's the page we're on. Lovely, very lovely. Alright, here's the challenge. Hold on, let me just find real quick. Let me see if they've got the London Brighton E2s in here. They've got pannier tanks. Just trying to see if they've got the E2s. They do not. Okay. Do they have... They've got Pacifics in here, obviously. So do they have Flying Scotsman? That'll be our game. I'll find the page Flying Scotsman is on. And it is up to you, chat, to guess which page Flying Scotsman is on. How's that sound? Does that sound like a fun game to end this with? Let's see. We want 4, 6, 2s. Those are tenders. I don't want tenders. Alright, then let's see if I can find... LNERA3. Let's see if we can find that. Liverpool Manchester Railway, not what I'm after. Oh, Pacifics. Penn Central Railroad, that's in this. Here we are, Pacifics. We've got Britannias. Here we are, we've got Pacifics. This looks like Pacifics. We've got an A3. We've got an A3 with the corridor tender, but... Ah, there we are, Flying Scotsman. This is an article on Flying Scotsman. It's just the first picture of Flying Scotsman I've found. Let me just skim through real quick. We've got the LMS. We've got the LNERA 4. We don't seem to have the A1s or A3s. Got A2s. Not what we're after, though. Let me skim back a page then real quick. New York Central. No. Okay, so what are our pages? What page do you reckon Flying Scotsman is on? I can't remember where. Alright, lock in. So we've had 65, 423, 269, 1326. I can't read out all of these. Page 4472. Yeah, in a 500 page book, it's on the 4000th page. What else? We got 399, 341, 255, 500, 377, 256. Okay. We'll put a pin in it there. I can tell you, one of you has actually got this correct. I mean, it was statistically may have happened, but someone actually did guess correctly. I'm not kidding. I'm going to make sure, though, that they only guessed once. It's going to be, you get one guess and that's it. So I'm just scrolling through chat. Bear with me a second. I think they did only guess once. No shot they actually guessed this on their first time. No way. So you all put down your answers. It was Paige. It was guessed correctly by Sai Who 258, who guessed 256. It is in fact page 256, and the picture sprawls across both pages, but it's 256 and 257. They guessed correctly. Your prize is a round of applause. Alright, hold on, let me dig through my old sound effects library. Let me see what I've got here. Here we go. You got a hooray! Right, I'm done. I'm done. This was the stream I got $500 on. This is bullshit. This is... Hard work doesn't get you anywhere, folks. It's just a nice voice and a bit of charisma. Oh, you don't even have to have the nice voice and charisma. Just steal other people's content and people will somehow donate to you for that. Oh my god. Alright, let's start wrapping this up. Let's get the Tugs theme going, shall we? Curse Train's next week, but I probably won't be there. It's the first Saturday of the month, so it'll be Curse Train's next week. It's late. I need to go eat because I never eat before these streams. That's a lie. I had 2 pork pies, like 2 mini pork pies before the stream. But still, I'm hungry. Why do I do this to myself? Who knows? Who cares? Hold on, I'm looking in stream highlights. And it looks dumb. Oh, one more super. Hold on. Someone did a super chat. One more super chat. Can you show the 3985 pic I sent in stream highlights? Oh, give me a second. Is that the locomotive with the fire coming out of its chimney? Is that the one you want me to... Is that the one? I'm looking in stream highlights and I'm hungry and I don't really have time. I'll look at them again at some point later. Oh, it's the Challenger. Oh, they AI upscaled it and it just looks kind of glorpy. I get what you mean. It just kind of looks... Ugh. And if you want to see the picture that he posted in Discord... Then join the Discord server yourself and check it out in stream highlights. That's how you do a plug. That's how you plug your Discord server and stuff. That's what makes me a professional. There, you see? I'm one step ahead of yous. But yeah, no, it's a blocked image and I don't like it. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. And remember, it's December in like 2 days' time. Merry Christmas, everyone.